Welcome, guys, to another episode of Rivals on the Pitch podcast. The season is almost coming to an end. We're going to recap match week 34, going into match week 35, and then what's left after that. The title race is coming down to the last week. And a lot of things are happening this week. There's a lot of drama all over the table. Relegation battle, teams that are trying to fight into Europe, who's going to claim the last spots in Champions League. Europa League looks like it's Brighton's for the moment. The conference playoff is Bournemouth, but you still got Chelsea, Brentford, Everton, Sunderland. All these teams still can make a run for Europe.
Yeah.
Who will stay up? Is it looking like it's going to be Spurs? We'll get into it. I know Alan might have something to say, but I think
quick.
Yeah,
and I think about injuries.
But we'll get into that. There you go, though. I'm your Liverpool supporter, Randy, and I'm here with my fellow supporters as well. Rivals.
I'm not. There we go.
There we go. I'm Pat. Arsenal. Let's go.
And I'm Alan. Repping Tottenham till we die.
So you're gonna die
till they
soon.
kill you.
Yeah. But first, we're gonna go on a witch hunt and find out whoever put a curse on us.
Levy, when he left.
Sacrifice.
So I wanted to bring a point that I saw online that I feel like we maybe we haven't discussed it. And
the haircut?
It's a tricky one because, well, no, we'll get to the haircut. So as we know, we saw Xavi Simons come off injured, right?
Yep.
This weekend,
Yep.
come off injured. Solanke, another possible injury, right? But I think a lot of Tottenham fans
out for the season.
Yeah.
I mean, the season is only what? Anyways, that's like makes it sound
but
worse
this
than
is
it
the
is.
crucial point. You know what I mean?
The World Cup for a lot of these
it's a big
players.
deal when you're missing. You know, so
It's
I was
going to
say they were a lot of Tottenham fans online were saying how they thought that the medical staff was just
fault.
Unbelievably naive, maybe unbelievably careless to try and get Xavi back on the pitch after he had clearly done some pretty bad damage to his knee, and they try to get him to walk it off, and to a point you don't scan a player, you don't have the machine to scan somebody mid game, but at the same time, like I think they were comparing it to what happened with Eze at the Newcastle game that was played at the Emirates. He scored a goal, was one of our best players. He felt something. They took him right off. He didn't want to risk it. I'm sure he's World Cup bound. But they took him right off, and he posted later it was just precautionary. They didn't want to take a risk. And we're in the running for the title, was just as important as trying to save yourself from relegation. This is something that's going to possibly alter next season. That's one point that I wanted to bring up is how do you feel about this? Because over the last, I want to say 3 seasons, Tottenham have been one of the squads that have suffered from injuries the most. Yeah. And then another point that I saw online is another team that has suffered an incredibly high amount of injuries.
ACLs. ACLs as well?
Yeah. This is Real Madrid.
Yep.
Yeah. And they online they mentioned the coincidence that both stadiums have the retractable pitch.
Yep.
So is that just like just a coincidence? How do we feel?
To be honest, I don't think it's a coincidence with the medical staff nor with the pitch. I do think what happened on Saturday with Xavi Simons and them having him jog it off, I don't think that was so much their call. I think he was probably like, no, I think I can get up. I think I'm good. And because if he knew if he couldn't, I'm pretty sure he would have protested and be like, no, I'm done. I can't. Right. But I'm sure he had adrenaline running through him. I'm sure he wanted to make sure that they got those 3 points, and he does seem passionate about the club. So I could see him playing a role on why he kind of decided to try to walk it off, you know? Um, but everything else, I think there is issues with the medical team. I think back until I wanna say post
Conte?
Conte, I think that's when we didn't see all these types of injuries, you know, and we're just new to the stadium, but I think there were some changes in the medical team that I think our head medical guy kinda I think he butted heads with Ange and, you know,
Yeah.
it's hard to say, but it's too much of a coincidence that once he stepped in or this style of play kinda came into play, um, where it was all out, very physical. I mean, Antonio Conte did have a physical, summer training too, where players were exhausted, you know, they were, um, losing weight, you know, building that endurance, so he had a physical, summer training too. So it's like, what were these players not getting rest, you know, and then you add in the amount of games that we're playing with, you know, the friendlies, the tournaments and everything that's going on. Um, larger, you know, uh, there's I think that what we play like players can play between like 60 and 70 games a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so if they're not getting the proper recovery, if they're not getting the proper treatment, like this is what happens. And it's been, I want to say these last 2 seasons, it's having back-to-back injury crisis. Well, technically, if you look at it, then it's just one big 2-year injury crisis that we've been in,
Yeah.
and it has affected us, you know, where we don't have availability throughout the season, whether it's an ACL or hamstrings, you know, between those 2. Our starting 11 has not been consistent, especially in our midfield and our attacking fronts. And then when you get to the pitch, I do think the pitch does cause an issue, you know, when they say it's retractable, that means that the amount of soil that's in these pitches aren't as deep as normal
Yeah.
pitches, you know, because they have to be light enough to be movable.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there's an issue too with, I know
I
it's a
mean,
different sport, but, with the New York Giants, for the longest time, we've had issues with ACLs too, where a lot of players were um, having ACL injuries, you know, Odell, Shepard, some of our wide receivers who do those sudden movements that's kind of similar to football players. Well, football players,
Yeah.
get it. The soccer players and football players where they're doing those sharp turns, they were busting their ACLs too, and a lot of the blame was on the field. So this isn't the first time I'm hearing about the pitch being an issue. You know, um, if you're constantly running on these pitches, even though some of these injuries did were away, you know, at away matches, but you still have, you know, we play half our matches in that one stadium. So that's over time, I'm sure that's wearing down the bodies, wearing down those knees, wearing down those hamstrings, you know. So
yeah.
I don't think it's a lot of people think that's nonsense that the pitch can have anything to do with these injuries, but I've seen it in 2 different sports
Yeah.
where the pitch is it's crazy how, oh, well, it's just in this one stadium that's happening, you know, and we did our move recently too. I mean, a few years ago, but we moved from, you know, our temporary home, I think it was Wembley Stadium to, you know,
Probably. Yeah.
White Hart Lane, Wembley, and now here. And it just so happens that once we started playing here, we started having an increase of injuries. So it's a little hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but I don't think it's too far fetched to say that it 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 could be a factor in it, you know, and it's very it's exhausting. It's heartbreaking. It's because you get a player and, you know,
Yeah.
I don't wanna say, "Oh, you get a player, it's like a new shiny toy," but it is, right? You sign a player in the off season, you get super excited, and then boom, he can't play half the season, so you just it was worthless, you know? With Kudos, he's if we would've had him now, I don't think we would be talking about relegation with the Spurs. I don't not saying that we would be top half of the table, but I don't think we'll be this low. Um,
Yeah.
same thing with uh
Like Solanke, like you even
Kulusevski.
mentioned it. He didn't
select
have he was
injuries.
injuries, but then the move here, like you said, it could be the turf. I mean the grounds you're playing on because out of nowhere he's suddenly having an injury crisis.
Exactly.
But I mean, I just
I
wanted to
mean,
say about the Xavi. It's like the game against Brighton. it was sort of foreshadowing this was going to happen because at the end of the game, he had cramps or whatever it was. He couldn't basically move in that game at the very end. And then that's just sort of like foreshadowing what's going to happen this game. And then you saw what happened. It snapped. It was the end of it. And when you see all those things
Yeah.
like the year prior, at least you have now you can go back into the record book and take a look at the data because back then you don't have anything to look at what could be causing these injuries. Now you have 2 good years, or like you even said, a little prior, to Conte, after Conte. Now you have some research that you can look. Okay, you know what? Maybe it is the field. What can we do to prevent this? Because we're paying these players a significant amount of money, and we
Yep.
can't, and we don't get the most out of them because of something. Is it our medical team, or is it the field? And you have data now to be able to somewhat rectify the situation. Yeah, I mean, it could be costly if it
Or
is the field because how is that going to go?
brujeria. Or
Brujeria.
it's brujeria.
Oh,
It's witchcraft.
No.
what
Someone's
would you
out
go
there.
I
on?
mean,
Indian burial ground was built on, or what?
We might have to dig up the pitch, and apparently we don't have to dig that far because it's
It's
probably only like
it's like an inch
3
inch of
inches.
soil.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, I
hey,
mean,
if something's buried down there, we gotta find it.
listen, I think this is it is a big thing. We had a couple players in New York Red Bulls get injured um, away because a lot of the fields that some of these MLS teams have been playing in have been turf,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like Atlanta United has that big stadium that they play in, um, but it's like concrete right underneath the turf, so it's insane. You know what I mean? There's a reason Thierry Henry chose not to play certain games when he came to the US. There's a reason Messi still doesn't do it. There's a lot of there's a big reason
Mhm.
why a lot of the teams now have actual grass on their field, and that's because when
Yeah.
Messi was coming, this was a big thing. Was you want him to play, it has to be
Yeah.
real grass, and with the
Exactly.
World Cup coming up too. But um, yeah, so like I just feel like it has to be at least a reason why there are so
Yeah.
many injuries. I understand like sometimes you just have bad luck, sometimes you have injury prone players, sometimes could be the coaching style, but to have so many and to have that like coincidence happen across two different leagues, it's just you can't help but think that it has to be part of the reason.
Exactly, and it's not like it's, um, oh, it's one team in La Liga that or whatever league that doesn't have the same pitch. They play outside or everybody plays outside,
Yeah.
but they play, like, on real grass. It's literally one for one where it's
Yeah.
retractable pitch,
Yeah.
like, you can't ignore that fact, I think, and if you look at back at the amount of injuries in the time span, they're almost identical, and it's like, Jesus, do the ownership, maybe they look into it, or do they say, "Hey, well, we paid too much money for the stadium. We can't say it's the
Yeah.
stadium because then
Yeah, that's true.
we're taking
Yeah.
the fault. Is their pride getting in the way?"
They're
Or
they're gonna find reasons. They're gonna find statistics that suit their narrative.
yeah, or they're gonna say, which I hope is the case, is, "Hey, we like Randy was saying, we pay too much for these players. Their salaries are this much. We can't afford to have players go down constantly. Like, let's look into it. So I'm hoping that's the case rather than them ignoring it so that they don't have to fix the problem, because it's gonna be costly. But hey, what's what's 1 year road innovations, grass,
I mean, it can
let me
be
see, it's
costly
1 billion.
depending on the league they're in. It
Yeah.
Yeah,
takes that
but
into
according to
consideration.
Levy, it was the most profitable club in the country, right? So the money's got to be somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's in his
Yeah,
pocket when he
exactly.
left. But it's just, I think on that aspect, they were thinking about revenue. They weren't thinking about the football aspect because they're saying, oh, Beyonce's going to be here to do concerts. They're thinking about that. They're not thinking
Yeah,
about the functionality of the field and the players, which
Well,
is why they had
so
the retractable roof. And that's what's, I mean, not retractable roof, the grounds, which is why they didn't take that into consideration. That's
but
what
it's
the
it's also
players
not
affects the
a
players.
it's not like a new innovation. Like, this is something that other sports teams and other leagues have done and other sports have done. This is something, I mean, if we do drop, which I don't think we are, if we do drop, um the stadium and the revenue that we get from it, it's something that's actually gonna, because of the stadium alone, we're gonna make more money than any championship team,
Yeah.
based just off of the stadium. So
Yeah.
like that, so you can see the positives of it, and I can get behind it. But like you said, there has to be a a a better middle grounds where you decide what you're gonna sacrifice, you know, for that money. You got to find it that where it benefits the team and the players while fitting your financial agenda too. If you got to make less money, so be it. So that you can kind of be more club centered. I think that's where hoping the silver lining is, whether we go down or not. I think the silver lining is that the ownership is going to have to steer their focus back to the club, because that's what makes your money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Essentially.
makes the majority of
So
the money.
that's your trademark. Yeah. So whether we go down or we survive, I think the silver lining in all this is, okay, we have to redirect our focus, and maybe the pitch and I'm sure the pitch is going to be looked at, but more definitely
The staff.
the medical staff. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Because that's cheaper to
Well,
replace.
So with these last 5 games, Randy and I predicted that you would get 5 points. We said that you would win 1 game and then draw 2, lose 2. So
uh-huh.
you won. You won this one by 1
Yeah.
goal, which leads me
Yeah.
to believe that there's a possibility that you could win 1 more out of these last 4. But let's pretend we stick to our rules, Randy.
Yes.
They have Villa next, then Leeds. So sorry, they have Villa at Villa Park.
Yeah.
They have Leeds at home. They have Chelsea at the Bridge, and then they have Everton at home. So what do we think? I feel like they're gonna draw
Yeah.
against.
I think they're
I
losing
think they're
against
gonna
Villa.
draw. They're losing against Villa and Chelsea, in my opinion.
I think they might get the only win. I think they might get 7 points. They might win against
Okay, I think so too.
Leeds and then draw against Everton.
7
Yeah.
including Wolves, or 7 not including
That's
Wolves?
including
7
Wolves.
including Wolves.
Yeah.
So we're saying that you'll actually win 2 games, as before we had said
Yeah.
you would
Okay.
win 1 game. So I think okay. So you're saying they're gonna beat Leeds.
Yeah.
I agree. I
Leeds.
think they can beat Leeds. I think that they're gonna.
Lose against Villa
I
and
think
Chelsea.
either draw or lose Villa, but you're not gonna win that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think you're gonna lose against Chelsea, and I think you're gonna
Okay.
draw against Everton.
So you're in
that's
that
1
5 to
point.
7 point range right there. That's
so
not
you
enough.
win. So one more win, right?
Yeah.
And
1
then
more
draw.
win,
Yeah.
2 draws and 1 loss. Yeah.
2 draws. So we're talking. So that's 5 points plus a 3. So you're talking about 8 points.
No.
Yeah.
7 points. What
Well,
you have him drawing? Oh, because he
yeah.
might have him drawing
you-
against
you know, you-
Villa. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Best
8
case
points.
scenario.
So we're sitting at 42. Okay.
All right, but
Okay,
then
so let's look at West Ham.
there you go.
So West Ham surprisingly won against
They shouldn't have.
Everton. Big
And we
win
were
for
talking,
them.
and we were
Big
talking
win
about
for them.
form, and Alan was like, "Oh, you can't take form into that." And there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, when you don't get handballs called, then yeah, it must be easy to win.
All right, so West Ham play Brentford at the GTEC Stadium. Then they play Arsenal at home. They play Newcastle at St. James Park. And then they play Leeds at home. So I think with the Brentford, I think they'll lose to
I think
Brentford.
they only get 4 points out of that.
I think they'll lose to Brentford.
Okay.
I feel like
I think they'll lose to Arsenal.
Yeah, they'll lose to
Okay,
Arsenal.
yeah.
I think Leeds. I feel like it could be 4 points. They could draw
Leeds-
against Brentford
Leeds is trying to.
and beat Leeds. I feel like it could go 4 points out of it,
Okay.
and that would be the
And
same
then?
thing as what's it called, as Spurs. They get 7 points out of it.
No.
I mean, you'll get 8,
So-
but he gets 7. But that's still 1 point separating you
7.
from them.
So you're saying 4 points. So you're saying 1 win and 2 draws. So they'll lose to Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
They'll
Lose to
beat either
Newcastle.
Leeds or Newcastle, or draw against Leeds and Newcastle.
I think
Or
they.
what is it?
No, I think they draw against Brentford. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so they draw against Brentford, they
Yeah.
lose against
Okay.
Arsenal. They beat Leeds, and then they draw against Newcastle.
Yeah. Or no, not even draw against Newcastle. I feel like they'll lose against Newcastle. I think they'll just maybe draw against Brentford, and they'll
So you're saying
Okay.
And-
So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 4 let's give them 4 points.
Yeah.
4 to 5 points. What do
plus
you
they already
think?
had the win against
what? How many points?
They already had the win against what's it called? Everton. So that's 4
Yeah.
points, 7 points out of it. They have 2 points again
So the
above you
same.
anyways.
Well,
Yeah, it's still the same. They still beat you.
The
So we're
math's not
saying
mathing because let's just do the 4 games because now I'm confused.
okay.
You're getting
So-
relegated. That's
So
it.
Villa, Spurs, Villa.
Villa.
You lose. Yeah.
Okay.
They lost too many games. They'll bounce
Spurs
back.
leads.
Spurs.
I'll give it. All right. You say Spurs win?
I don't want. I feel like it could be a draw. They have.
I feel like a draw. I'm going for a draw.
I'm feeling it's a draw. Yeah.
I'm gonna go draw.
Then who do we have them winning?
Oh yes. Now that we're doing the actual math, now you start saying okay.
No, because we have to
So
dumb it
with
down
Villa-
for you.
Villa no points, huh?
Yeah.
Villa no points.
Villa no points.
No points.
Leeds draw.
Draw.
Yeah, draw.
I'm gonna go draw.
Chelsea
No points.
Lose.
and then Everton.
I feel like you could be a draw or a win. I feel like you get a
Yeah. Let's give them at least one win because they'll either win against Everton
or a win
or
against
they'll
Leeds.
win
Yeah,
like one of the win against Leeds. So
that's
one
what
of
I
them
think
will
was
be a
like
win,
4
one will
points
be a
out of
draw.
it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You get 4 points out of it. You got 2 losses against Chelsea and Villa. There you go.
So you're saying we're ending with 38 points.
Yeah.
Okay. And then with
West Ham.
West Ham.
So Brentford at home hosting West Ham.
Oh, they're home. Oh, Brentford's hosting?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case Brentford wins.
I'm gonna go Brentford too.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Alan's
Arsenal.
like
0 points.
they'll lose against Arsenal.
Okay. Newcastle at St. James.
0. That's St. James is going to be physical. They won't.
I could go
Leeds.
draw maybe, but
You know what?
All right,
I
we'll
could.
do
You know
Sam.
what? I agree. I feel like it could go a draw. Newcastle isn't in the best of form as
How
well.
convenient.
yeah,
Well,
They
they're
must be Arsenal. And then Leeds.
Think
they'll be
3
they'll
points.
beat at least Leeds. Yeah.
There you go. 4 points out of
Okay,
it.
so you have them staying with 40, and
Yeah, exactly.
so we still finish with a.
You still
Well,
get
that's your
relegated.
that's your guys' uneducated opinion, so that's fine.
All right, what's your biased opinion then? Give
My
us the
biased
Tottenham
opinion?
run. Give them Tottenham run.
undefeated.
All right, here we go.
The thing is though, you're gonna make sure like you're like, oh, I think you in your mind, I feel like
No,
you can
no,
say
no.
we could draw
This is-
against
this-
Chelsea, but that doesn't save us. So I'm gonna say we're gonna win against Chelsea.
No,
You're
no,
gonna think
no,
that you
I'll-
can win every game. And
listen,
reality
I'm
is
not-
every game is winnable.
I
right?
already told you. Oh yeah, every game is winnable. I already told
Every
you.
game is
I'm,
winnable.
I'm already expecting us to get done, especially after these 2 injuries. I'm expecting us to go down. So I'm not being hopeful, or I'm not. What's the word?
Optimistic.
It's more like no, I guess it is hopeful. I'm just hopeful that we can get it done. Do I think we might get it done? I think it's just Lady Luck has not been on our side, especially with injuries. So
So you're saying if you go down, you're ready. You're like, this is a real possibility if it happens. I'm not shocked.
it's been like that for a while.
Okay.
For a while.
All right, so give us the rundown.
All right, so we have 34 points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 34 points.
Yeah.
With Villa,
They're in a losing streak.
But they're in Champions
wanna
League
say we
position
get-
still. So they're trying to keep that.
and they have Europa. We're in the middle of their 2 legs.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you,
think-
they
Appropriate.
got legs. You don't. That's the thing.
We're gonna have our academies. They're gonna be fresh. And sometimes those academy kids, watch out.
There you go.
Those
You're
kids
trying to
have something to
build
play
your
for.
hopefulness. You're trying to, be optimistic
if
about it.
you
Like, oh
get-
yeah, but
If you
Yeah,
get
so-
relegated before the end of the season, I feel like they're just gonna toss all the 15-year-olds out there.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Just go at it.
So with Villa, I think we get, because of their form, I think we get 3 points at
Unless-
Villa. I
Oh,
think we
there
draw
you
at
go.
Leeds. I think we draw Chelsea, and I think we beat Everton.
So you draw Villa,
42
you draw
points.
Chelsea,
Yeah,
so you get
we
points
don't
out
lose
of
for the rest
everything.
of the season.
You get points out of the whole stretch.
Yes.
and then you beat who? Leeds?
No, we draw to Leeds. We draw to Chelsea. We beat Everton.
Okay, so
So you
you're
get
saying
8 points.
6 points.
8 points.
6 points, right?
Because he said they beat Villa,
No,
They
8.
beat Everton and
Oh,
they
8.
get 2 draws. So they get 8 points
Yeah.
out of it.
Okay.
They're gonna be nasty. They're gonna be nasty, ugly wins. They're gonna be wins that I don't want to talk about. Right?
Okay, 8 points.
And then let's go West Ham. So they're starting off with 36 points, right?
Loss.
You already know. Brentford, I'll give them 1 point. Arsenal, 0 points. Newcastle, 1 point. Leeds, 1 point. They end with 39 points. Tottenham end with 42 points. Tottenham's staying up. We'll see you next year, ladies and gentlemen.
You want to clip that, Alan?
If
You want
What is-
to put that on put it on black? Put all your money there?
No, see, that's the thing. Like when I say I'm hopeful, like I wouldn't bet money on this. Maybe I'll bet $10. But if you want to bet anything like a mortgage, nah, we're too far.
Listen,
No, thank you.
I said it. I said it in the group chat. I said by. That's the thing. It's not in Tottenham's hands. It's not in your hands.
You're relying
So
too
even
much.
winning this weekend against against the lowest team in the league, the only game that was probably the closest thing that you'll get to the most predictable win.
No, not for us.
You barely won.
We haven't beat Wolves at Wolves in almost 4 years. Do you know how big of an accomplishment that is?
But what's that
But-
accomplishment mean if you get relegated? Nothing.
Exactly.
But-
So you gotta win. But what I'm saying is, it's not in your hands. West Ham did the thing, so even if with a win got you nothing. So I feel like this is gonna go. The only loser out of this weekend was Tottenham, because you lost time where West Ham gained another week that they're ahead of you. But I think that this is gonna go down to the last day. I think this is gonna go down to the last day.
And we
the
didn't even
last
take into
day-
account Leeds' upcoming games as
if
well.
that's the case,
They
You have
have
to take
Leeds
into
and
that.
you have Everton, which is
If
the
that's-
easiest game.
Everton.
You think so?
Leeds, the way Leeds have been playing, yes.
Okay. What do you think,
Even
Randy?
Liverpool
Which is the
beat
easiest game?
Everton.
I think right now Leeds would probably be the easiest.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not
the way they played United. Listen, we also didn't put. I know Forest is going on a little streak, but they got Chelsea, Newcastle, Man United, and Bournemouth coming up.
Oh, So you think
What if they
Forest
lose
is still in
all?
danger?
They are. I think they are. If they lose all the game, they're further reach. This is more of like
It's just between two
Um,
teams
How about
at the
Leeds?
moment.
Are they still
Leeds.
in danger?
I think Leeds are still. I think Leeds are.
I think they're safe.
good.
Yeah, especially I was looking at their teams, the upcoming, and I was like, "There's no way they're going." Look,
Yep.
they're beating Burnley,
Yeah.
right?
3 points already. And that's all
They're
they basically
beating-
need
are
to if
Are
you
they
get
beating
40
West Ham?
how much does Leeds have right now? Leeds have.
40.
Okay, and you said
they're
when
40.
Spurs get your 8 points, that's 42. So all they need is that one win, and they already beat your, hypothetical perfect season ending. So they're safe in that
So
with that.
okay, so they beat Burnley, they're safe.
Yeah.
But then they've played Tottenham, Brighton, West Ham. So I'm just saying, maybe they get a little too comfortable.
Well, you never know.
I think
so.
Leeds-
I don't think they're
Leeds-
getting too comfortable.
Leeds are too far. Yeah. I think Leeds
mean,
to.
They
beat
decided
What
to
are they
get
on,
hot at the
39
right
points?
that they decided to get hot at the right moment. I feel like regardless,
They
they're
did.
gonna eke out draws, and that's gonna be enough to keep them.
But here's the thing, though. Like, look at West Ham in 17th place. If they win this next match week and then Leeds don't win, they're a point behind. With 4 games to go, like anything can still happen. And I get it that they're in form right now.
You see?
But
Anything
Now
can
you're giving
happen. So
Alan
start-
more,
start believing.
hypothetical scenarios. Now he's
Let's go, let's go, let's
overthinking
go.
everything.
unless
Listen, I'm telling you, Forest is not as safe as they think. Chelsea is coming up. Chelsea's got that new manager bounce with Seth. What's his name? I was gonna say Seth MacFarlane, but that's the guy from Family Guy.
Family Guy.
But I bet you do feel better now that Burnley are officially relegated, thinking there's only one spot. It's not going to be us and West Ham.
Yeah, no, but I do feel better that we won. Even if West Ham won, we won.
But that
It
was such
cost
a
us 2
crazy game. Just
Yeah.
looking back at it, at those 2 games.
Would you
Oh, Spurs
Would you?
scored. Oh well, now West Ham just scored. You
Yeah.
thought it was. You
The,
thought
the
you had
table
it.
was like
Yes.
this within minutes. But
See-
would
see,
you have
that's what I'm
taken a
saying.
draw to have kept Xavi Simmons and Solanke fit?
Ooh.
No. I think
Sacrifice
with
him?
Javi Simmons,
That's crazy how much these
Maybe.
points are worth. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it is.
I mean, like you said, Bentancur came
maybe
back
with
and he had a
Javi
good
Simmons.
showing against Brighton, so that gives you a little bit of hope for the future coming in. And Paulinho scored the last goal, so you have options. You don't have to rely on Solanke, but Solanke would have helped. Xavi would have helped, but you do have
With
a little
Solanke,
bit of
he's
options.
been
Richarlison,
out of
his
form.
resurgence. You get relegated, Richarlison. Oh, is he
Hey,
out?
No, he's in. He's
Okay,
we're
all right.
gonna
So there you
have
go. You're gonna get relegation. Richarlison.
Relegation Richarlison. Welcome
There you go.
Richarlison at the same window.
Yep.
Oh man.
He's scoring every single game from now on.
There you go.
But
So with Romero out, with Vicario out, with Xavi Simmons out, who's without? I know Madison kind of came back a little bit, but it's gonna take him some time. Who's the leader on the pitch on this team to bring you towards the end of this
Poro.
patch of games? Maybe Poro.
Pero.
maybe he could be up there
Because I feel like he'll be vocal, but
He is vocal. Vicario, I'm glad that Kinski's on.
He had a great
plays out
save,
the back so much better. Yeah, he did.
But why? But Vicario's
when
like
some-
this to Rhea. It's like
No, but that was a few games ago. That's old news. Listen, there's too many simple saves that he could have made that he didn't. Like look at this free kick with Kinski during the Wolves game compared to the Liverpool Tottenham game where Silverslide kicked it in and Vicario just wasn't strong enough. And I think Kinski would have been strong enough, and because they were almost identical. And I feel like that's something that, we were lacking or he was lacking. So Kinski, I don't think he's still too young to be a leader. You have Van der Ven, but he seems like a little bit of a sour. I'm not feeling him being a leader. Danso, I think he's vocally. I think he regardless of what happened in Brighton, I think he has a good personality. I think he does have some leadership qualities. Is he the player to be out there directing people? I don't know. So you look at Pedro Paro, he could be out there. One guy I really, really, really like, even though he's super young,
Archie Gray.
is Mateus Tell.
Oh, Tell.
Well, Archie Gray too, but Mateus Tell. I think he's, every time he comes on, like, he's relentless. He drives for the ball. He doesn't stop fighting for the ball. He's the reason why we actually got the corner that we scored from because, when the defender bodies the forwards and then they just let the ball roll out. Well, some players just kind of like let that go, but he got bodied, but he saw where the defender kind of stepped off of him and he was able to go around him and essentially keep the ball in play, and we got a corner off it, and that's when Paulinho scored. So Paulinho is another one. I think he played for Bayern Munich. I know he played for Fulham before that, but I think he has
And he
some
would be
pedigree to him.
I think the most experienced player on the field as well, right? So I feel like they would sort of
Yeah, he
make sense, like you said, coming from
Yeah.
Bayern Munich to here. I think that would be his opportunity to, because he's wanted at Bayern. He's
Yeah.
more experienced. So I feel like that would make
He's
sense.
an
in a way.
older
Yeah.
and De Zerbi, once he came in, you saw a lot more of the experienced guys come in because we saw a lot of Bergvall, Grays on the field, and he came in and he kind of put these older players back on the field. So I think he does
Rely more on
value experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some guys, this group of players that we have, I think, can pull it together without Javi Simmons, because Javi Simmons wasn't having the best season so far, right? He had
Yeah.
a great game against Brighton, and maybe that's the only thing he had in his tank, for the rest of the season. Maybe there's some more physicality that we need to finish these 4 games, because he was easy to knock over. He was easy to take the ball away from. He has great recovery speed, so you can kind of go back, defend, and get the ball back. But with these games that we have, maybe he isn't the best fit. Not that I would want him injured, but just like I said, just trying to be hopeful. You put Lucas Bergvall in that position. You got Conor Gallagher, another guy
Oh, there you
who
go
I
as
think
well.
he was the captain of Chelsea. And I think De Zerbi actually is out of the three managers. I think he's the one that's using Conor Gallagher the most, or in his better position. I think he has more of a in that high 8-10 position, playing more
Yeah.
upfield. And he's a little bit more relentless, he knows the physicality of the league, so maybe he gets into that 10 role with Lucas, or they both play the top, and you have Bentancur playing that 6 or 8 position, the single pivot. So there is possibility. There is someone out there they'll take the armband, and I think they'll be a great fit. Am I being hopeful and super optimistic? Yes, I understand that. It's like seeing
Gotta be.
Yeah.
James Madison on the bench. It's one of those where you're like, oh, he's on the bench. I know he's not going to play, but it's good to see him on the bench. And
It
like,
helps morale a
oh,
bit.
what if maybe he suits up? Maybe he gets out there and gets the game winner. And it's like maybe these players want to play a little bit more because he could be a leader too. But off the bench.
Yeah, the halftime
So,
in the locker room, he can give them motivation, give a little insight.
so
But I do feel like if
you
you do
guys
have
believing makes me
not,
believe.
oh well, okay. But I also think like seeing those players get injured, like Xavi, the emotions about it, I feel it also can be like a driving force to players. Like, come on, guys, let's do this for
Like you do
Xavi.
care.
Let's do this
Yeah,
for
that's true.
Solanke. They gave their all, their bodies, just happened to reach its limit. Let's give our all. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, relegation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's just give it our all because they did it, and maybe that can be another driving force. I'm feeding you fire, Alan. I'm feeding you wood. Just so when you
Yeah.
lose, it hurts more.
It's the hope that kills you.
We will be there.
Yeah,
It's the
We
hope
will
that
be
kills you.
there.
It's okay.
I'm gonna suit up for relegation day.
Oh my god, it's like what Henry said. Like, how many minutes can you give him? 5 minutes, but it'll be good minutes. That's it. That's realistic, man. What are you gonna do? We can't give him. We're
All right, so
retired
let's,
basically at our age.
I'm 22, so let's talk about a team that was in that side of the league last season, and this season they did a 180. I feel like we
Wait.
have to. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. And remember when I was like, we haven't beat Wolves in 4 years?
yeah.
I thought it was we haven't beat them in 4 years at Wolves. We haven't beat Wolves at all since 2022.
Jesus.
So in 6 games. So I'm telling you, it might not have seemed like a lot, but this team beats us. It's like we beat Man City every year. This team beats us every year, home and away. We always go into this game thinking, it's just Wolves. We got it.
No. But I mean, we
they
talked
sweep
about
us.
them last season. We're like,
Maybe that's
we're
why,
all on
though.
the Wolves
Underestimate 'em.
bandwagon. We praise them. They can show
Yeah.
up, and they just
They were a
happen to
good
show
team.
up against Spurs.
But they got pulled apart this season.
Yeah.
and
They
in
drew
the
against.
offseason.
They drew with Arsenal.
They drew against
the
Liverpool.
Molineux.
Yeah.
They beat Liverpool.
And I thought that they beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll take from it, because that's the good and the way I can say, hey, it was ugly, but guess what? This team isn't the easiest to beat away. So I just had to get that off my chest.
You got to get something good out of it, right?
Yeah. First win of the year.
Oh man, when you say it like that,
hey, that might be get the ball rolling.
All right, so again, a team that got the ball rolling this season, and it took them a while to heat up, but they heated up when it mattered. Manchester United, with Captain Bruno Fernandes leading the assist race. He's 1 away from equaling Kevin De Bruyne's record, 2 away from beating Thierry Henry's record. With 4 games to go, they are now in 3rd place above Liverpool, who outspent everybody in the league.
Oh, you always got to bring
just
that up.
Just factual.
Yeah,
just
factual. That's fine. We'll see if you're factual when the season's over and Arsenal are in 2nd place.
We'll see. But I'm just saying, let's put that into perspective, because they just went above you. This is they officially went above you, and I know
they've
there's
been
still
above
4
us
games to go. Okay, so what do we think? Are they back? Should they be looking for a new manager? I know there's been talks.
I've been giving thought about that. it's let's think about it beforehand. When they gave Ole the caretaker role, and then they made it permanent because he had a good run. And then what happened? Ole didn't deliver as expected. Um, I understand they went and Ruben Amrin, who is a young coach who look at what he's done at Sporting. He's in the Champions League, what he's done with Gyökeres, and that is enticing, which is why they went for him. A young coach. He's, whatever, the pizzazz, the flair, maybe he's the future, innovation and stuff like that. But I just don't think that's what this Manchester United team is. When you look at Fergie, he wasn't that type of manager. He kept everything simple. And I think even though Michael Carrick isn't the biggest name out there, he knows the club. And like you said, he does the simple things great. And that's what's gotten them to this position. I feel like, forget the history of Ole and caretakers failing. I think he's shown enough to to deserve maybe a 2-year contract. I don't think you would give him like, the max. I think he deserves a chance to do what he needs to do. He's done what the stats. What Ruben Amorim had, 20 games, and only got out of it was 8 wins. And Michael Carrick has whatever, he had a better record. What I'm trying to say, and that was
Yeah.
compared to what Ruben had. I think I think a lot of us didn't give him the respect he deserved. And I'm gonna say right now, yeah, I respect what he's done with this club in the position they were. And like you said, 180. I think he deserves
Yeah.
the chance to prove to what he can do with Manchester United, with the window, with the backing of the owners. And like I said, give him a 2-year contract and see what goes on from there.
But
We
like you just said,
uh,
it's like Ole.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, you're right. We did say maybe it was a manager bounce, but we went on to beat Manchester City, went on to beat Liverpool, I'm pretty sure.
Liverpool,
He went on
yeah.
to beat Arsenal at the Emirates. Like he set the standard high, and now he's sitting third in the league when last season he was 3 spots above the bottom. This Manchester United side. So I think he does deserve the credit, and I feel like too that he deserves a chance at like let's give him a year contract and
Yeah.
see what happens. You know what I mean? Why spend the money? Go out and spend the money on someone else who probably isn't going to work. Like Alan said, the Zerbi could have ended up there, and I feel like it might have not worked. They don't have a lot of big project players there. Mainu is maybe one. I know they have the 2 Arsenal academy players that they brought in. Um, Sesko, but that's about it. There's not really like a big project. I feel like you need to work right now with the players that you have, considering the financial situation that you're in. And he's doing it with what you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he gets into Champions League, I feel like they're gonna look at that and say, "No, we need a Champions League manager."
Yeah.
And I feel like for the success that he will be bringing to this club, of course, if they do make it to those top 5 spots, which I think they will,
I think so too.
it sucks for him because I feel like they're gonna cut him and they're gonna say we need a Champions League experienced manager, but he's the one who got you there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
I
feel
feel
that'd
like
be
that deserves a
unfair.
little bit of. What do you think, Alan?
It's kind of hard to say, right? Because
I
you
said
talk about,
Champions League, not championship. Sorry.
oh yeah, no, we've been to a Champions League final. Have you?
Oh no, we
We've been
have.
to a
We
Super
have.
Cup. We've been to a Super Cup. Have you guys? Oh, I'm
But what's the
Did you
sorry.
point
win
if you
it?
didn't win it? There you go.
Uh,
Boom.
and if we, I blame Thomas Frank.
We've been second
Um,
too. Don't worry.
so with Michael Carrick, you're talking about giving him a 1-year deal,
1 year or 2 year. I
and
don't think he deserves a max.
and but if you look at the league the way it is, right, it's kind of hard to. This is very contradictory of me because, but the league the way it's moving, the way they purchase, the way they you give a manager a 1 year, you're not really confident he's the guy, but then you give him all these windows and you give him this money and then you bring these players in, and then if it doesn't turn out, then you just wasted a year and money, and then so who's to say that you show up back in Champions League after that?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard with him because he did turn his ship around like 180,
Quickly.
and it exactly. So maybe
And I think it's the window sucks too because it's the World Cup window, and there's going to be managers that are going to be available. So it's a tough
That's
situation.
true. Like, do you go with that big name? But then you look at Chelsea with Liam
Rossinier.
Rosier.
Rossinier?
He didn't even stay long enough for me to remember his name. So
And he's gone with 24 million in his pocket.
He won that
6-year contract and was out in 6 months.
All you had to do
So-
was make up like these phrases, and that's it. You're good.
Yeah. What's it? Manager,
Man,
and
age.
age. Yeah. Oh my god.
But I
He
mean, I
definitely
guess there's
aged
a
up.
difference. There's a difference between like the results, right? But look how, I don't want to say inexperienced, because Michael Carrick could be here for the long run, and that's where you want to. Where do you want to gamble that, right? And like you said, Champions League. Today watching Bayern and PSG was a great game.
Amazing game.
But when Bayern was down,
5-2?
5-2, I was like, is Vincent Company, is he ready for Champions League? I kind of questioned that. I was like, I don't know if his inexperience might be the reason why they don't.
Yeah, from Burnley
move on to the final.
Bayern Munich, huge bounce.
But then the game finished 4-5 or 5-4, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was too quick to judge, and I think that's kind of the case here, where if you're gonna go all in on Michael Carrick, go all in. I know that some fans weren't happy with his ball. I know that their performance did dip, and people were kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
And we're getting tired of this, and when does the football get too stale where the results aren't showing, and I mean, it's always a gamble. It's always a gamble. We took a gamble with big names, with Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho, and we had more success with Pochettino, who came from Southampton, and Ange Postecoglou, who came from Celtics, but and then you got Thomas Frank.
So you're saying give him a chance?
I'm saying I don't know, but give him more than 1 year.
Yeah, so I'm saying 2
Like,
years.
if you're either in or you're out. There's no lukewarm. Let's give him a shot. Let's see how he does. Let's give him to November. No, I think if you give him to November, you're wasting time. You're wasting money. Teams are going to be outperforming you. Tottenham's going to be up there, signing the players that you want to sign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't catch that. Oh, yeah, you said yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I kept quiet.
There you go. We're there you go.
I think he deserves respect.
So do you guys?
That's it. And he's turned around the
But, like,
defensive situation, and he made them. Manchester United is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and they deserve to be in Champions League, and he's done that. Brought them back to where they're supposed to be.
But
you got to reward that with something, either a 2-year contract. You got to let him ride it out, give him a full season, and I think he merits that.
But what if let's say you guys are Michael Carrick right now, right? You played for the club. You were player/coach for a certain point. You came back, you saved the club, then you were clear that it was just
caretaker.
Caretaker. You come back again. You got this team that was in 17th place last season, in the middle of the season, after having fired someone who left with a fortune, and you're coming in here just for the pride. You get this team to 3rd place, probably into the Champions League spot with 4 games to go. And they tell you, all right, listen, you can stay on as assistant manager, but we're bringing somebody else in. Do you stay?
I tank. No. I lose all those 4 games. That's not respect.
I'm gonna be working with Baby Blue.
So no, you guys wouldn't take assistant manager in that situation.
Nah, I don't think so.
Looking at their track record, I think maybe, because they usually fire coaches. Then he's right there back in the caretaker role, and then he's like, all right, if I'm the caretaker, this is permanent. I ain't doing no more, half season BS. I want it permanently. I mean, it's hard. He loves that club. So I think he would do that. Yeah. Take the assistant.
All right. Good to know. I feel like I would. Depends, because if you love that club,
exactly,
you might.
Depends, man.
It depends. Because if let's say if it was for Tottenham and you guys and they tell you, all right, well, listen, we're gonna bring in, uh, I don't know, who's a good fit that would actually fit. Like, let's say for Randy, like bring Xabi Alonso. Like, you can stay on as assistant, but
Mm.
we can't give you the full role. Would you stay? If you love Liverpool,
I feel like, look, Steven Gerrard, he would do that. He loves the club so much that he would. He even
that's
said,
what I'm saying.
I think, yeah,
And Michael Carrick's no Steven
But
Gerrard. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
but at one
Let's
point
be
you
real.
want to do it on your own too, though. You don't
Well,
want to
there's
just
maybe
Yeah.
the possibility of doing it in the
especially
future.
when you're proving it like this.
I
Especially
think it
when
also
you're proving
depends who
it.
you bring in. Because let's say if they were like, "Oh, we're bringing Wayne Rooney," I'd be like,
Look at
"No,
his track
I'm out of here."
record.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
exactly. You know what I mean? I
He
know he's a
couldn't do it
club
in the
legend, but like
MLS. What do you think he's going to do it in?
exactly.
All right.
All right. So I didn't want to get too much into Arsenal. We did win the game. There's now the 3 points on the line. But Manchester City played FA Cup. They made it to the finals against Chelsea.
Yep.
So they still have their game in hand. So for the sake of time, I figured we save that conversation for when they play their game next weekend. So is there any other clubs that you guys want to talk about? Should we talk about Liverpool?
I just wanted to say about Liverpool is Woodman. I think he's shown poise as a third string backup. I like what I've seen. It was good. We finally beat our nemesis of the season, Crystal Palace, even though it wasn't the same Crystal Palace. It was good to get that win. And like I said, I think Woodman has been outstanding so far. I see him being vocal, and that's something that Allison or Mamar Starshvili ain't really about, being vocal, talking with the defender. So it's good to see. It's looking good for these next 4 games that are coming up. So I'm positive about that. More positive than that than about Spurs staying up. But so far, so good.
Champions League for Liverpool this season or no?
Yes, I said 4th place,
All right.
earn it. And I feel like if we beat Man United this cupping weekend, we'll be into I had to check the goal difference, but we'll be equal on
No, you'll
points.
be up.
So,
You'll be up.
but as long as we get 3rd or 4th, I think that is earned. I don't want that hand me out, 5th place. I want
The 5th one.
Yeah, I
Then
want.
we're gonna
No.
then
I want
there's
fourth
gonna
or
be a real
third.
Bill Allen saying, "Do they deserve to be in Champions League?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I don't want that. I 4th or 3rd. That's it.
How about you, Alan? Does Liverpool get Champions League this season? I know you don't want them to.
So I think looking at the table, you have Brighton at 50 and you have Villa at 58. You have that 8-point gap.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to close in. If it was
It's
2
not that
points,
difficult
it's
to lose an
doable.
8-point gap. Trust me.
Oh, I can tell. All that sweat. It's difficult to watch, but it's not that difficult, to do.
Yeah.
It goes like that. Yeah, it's like money.
I think if Liverpool loses next game to United, it gets very difficult.
Get a little shaky.
No, it doesn't get very difficult. It gets a little bit more difficult, but Brighton have to win out the rest of their games. And right now, let me see who they play. They play Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds, and Man United. Ooh, Wolves is tough.
I mean, we can't oppose that, because we didn't do well against
All
them
right. So what
either,
about
but-
this? Chelsea, they make Europe? Yay or nay?
Ooh, I don't think so.
I
They're a little
don't
too
think
far
so as
now.
well.
They don't make Champions League. I think they make either Europa or Conference. I think,
Yeah.
and it's kind of funny if they make Conference League.
They're gonna win it.
Because
They're gonna win
They're
it.
gonna
look,
win it again.
Bournemouth is in the Conference League playoff. Brian is in the Europe at the moment. You got Brentford, Fulham, Everton, and Sunderland, and Chelsea aiming for those spots at the moment. Those are the spots that basically
I don't know.
that are up for grabs. I
I
just
just-
don't see Chelsea getting Europe
No.
this season.
Do you
I
see
don't
Chelsea
think-
winning any more games this year?
Against Tottenham.
There you go.
that's it. But yeah, I mean, they're. So what did we think about this sacking? Is it there was 4
Oh
games
my
to go? Was it dumb of them to?
I wish they would have kept them. At
Why, you
least
want
me
3
more
more
too.
wins.
praises? You gotta-
Me too, because I feel like you would have had a better
3 points.
chance.
Look,
Had he
what was the
stayed.
contract they gave him? 7 years?
6 years.
You gotta let him cook. You gotta give him the time. And that point, just
Coach
give him
let
a
him
caretaker
age
role.
these men. You gotta let him age these men.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
age these
gotta,
men.
man.
But I have to bring something back because I said to Alan when this whole Enzo situations happened, where he left him out of the squad for having made those comments again about you know with Enzo that he loved Madrid, he loved to live there one
yeah.
day. He loves
Yeah.
the midfielders that Real Madrid have had, and blah 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 blah. And I said, did they lose that game on purpose? To give him some, and then all this stuff comes out now, and Lemur Senior leaves, and no one has a message for
Yeah,
him.
no one says anything.
I feel like he lost control of the dressing room. I feel like kind of like with Thomas Frank, they were just like tired of his thing, tired of his antics, tired of his speeches, and I just feel like they just didn't want to play for him. You know what I mean?
They're like, who's this
So
kid
it doesn't
telling
mean
us
they
what
lose
to
on
do? I
purpose.
feel like that's what it was. Who is this guy? They don't know anything about
Listen,
him.
Randy.
What?
Pat thinks that Chelsea lost to Arsenal on purpose,
Yeah.
and that's what he's blaming. In case they lose the league, that's what he's blaming on. He's like, well, Chelsea weren't even trying.
So Arsenal didn't win that game then. It was gifted. So that's what you're saying?
And I'm just saying they didn't want to play for him anymore, and that's why they lost all these games to get him fired. I mean,
whatever. He's
it's
a winner.
happened before.
He got money in the bank. I'd be a coach for what, 6 months too. Give me that. I'll put in my resignation. I'll go too.
But I do think it was too soon. That 4 games, just keep them. Just
exactly, man.
That's true.
What
they
turmoil
did turn it right around though.
Desperate.
They got into the final. They got into a final. So,
and if they lose, I mean,
I think
what?
I was going to say
enough.
next episode I wanted to bring up about the coaching situation this season. I think it's
ridiculous.
Ridiculous how many manager bounce. 2, 3. It's crazy. But yeah,
and
you get into the
they're
next
saying
episode
that. They're saying that Pep Guardiola might not be back next season.
Yeah.
So
maybe he knows about the charges finally coming up. But we'll see.
Maresca's coming back, so
yeah.
And kind of crazy to think about this when Leicester's getting relegated this season to League One after having been deducted 6 points for financial irregularities.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, we'll talk about the manager situation because this has been insane and crazy because they were just talking about this on TV where Forrest was probably like, "Oh, we're so glad we got rid of
Nuno.
Nuno.
West Ham's happy we got Nuno,
and then West Ham's like, "Thank God we got Nuno here. He got us a win against Everton."
It's musical chairs, man.
But
I will take a Man City 115 charges. Get relegated to save us. I'll take it.
You take it?
Yeah, I'll take it. And if that means Arsenal winning, sure, they'll win with an asterisk, but I'll take it.
You love asterisks.
That's the only way you want us to win it.
A big old fat asterisk. Every time it says it, just a big.
So you want Man City to win the season, get the trophy parade, and then they get the charges, and then it's know.
Because if they have the parade and everything, and then they reverse it, then it's like. Yeah, take it back.
Yeah,
it's
you can't have a parade,
Chelsea.
later on. It's done. It's one and done.
They're talking about Chelsea with some of their charges. They're like, oh well, if it's found out, like they might reverse some of these decisions, some of these years. Like people will get gifted, and they're like, oh, Tottenham will get gifted like 1 year, and I'll be like, I mean, I'll take it, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same. You can't. The feeling isn't there, but so that would be great. That would be like the ultimate scenario, like if I'm just sitting there like getting ready for championship and looking at the 40-something 50 game schedule that they have in the championship and
imagine Arsenal win the league and Manchester City come in second and then the thing comes about and they get deducted like 30 points and they end up in 17th spot.
Oh
right above relegation.
Oh, that's so Spursy. It could happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then now investigation. That's fraud.
Should we look into next week's
we gotta give our predictions. Yeah.
Quick
fire.
All right, let's go. So we start Friday, May 1st, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific. Leeds at home, trying to officially save themselves against Burnley, already relegated.
Leeds.
Burnley.
Yeah, of course you are.
I want Leeds to go on a losing streak, and then they have to do their best against West Ham in the last game of the season. So let's go, Burnley.
Okay.
Leeds.
They can still do you a favor.
Yep.
All right. Then on Saturday, the 10 a.m. games, 8 a.m. Mountain. We have Brentford at home hosting West Ham. Relegation.
Brentford, the Bees.
Brentford.
Zzz.
Zzz. All right.
Yeah, you
Get
see?
stung.
I'm going to go Brentford. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Then we have Wolves against Sunderland.
Wolves.
Give me Wolves, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rooting
Ooh.
for Wolves for the rest of the season.
All right. Then we have Newcastle at home hosting Brighton.
I think Brighton. They're in form right now.
Newcastle, take up some speed.
I'm going to go Brighton. All right. I'll skip the Arsenal game. We have Bournemouth against Palace. Palace
Bournemouth.
also close to that draw. I don't know. Everyone's in danger still, in my opinion.
I mean,
Draw.
they're at 43. That's how close it is.
Yeah. I'm going to go draw too. Yeah.
Bournemouth.
All right. I'll skip the highlight game of the week and Tottenham's game. Then we'll go Chelsea against Nottingham Forest.
Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea. They're gonna pick
Yeah,
up
Chelsea with
steam.
a
So
draw.
when they
Bounce,
versus Spurs.
Their new manager bounce will be over by then.
They'll have a new manager by then. And
Yeah.
another one.
Right.
Who, Spurs?
All right. And then we have this one's on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific. Everton against Manchester City.
City.
Listen, by the
City.
time this game comes along, Arsenal will have already played their weekend game. So we could be 6 points ahead by the time they kick a ball in here.
But like you said,
And it'll be
you
games
had,
in
doesn't
hand.
matter.
you had
But-
8 points and now you lost it.
But it's a little bit of pressure, you know what I mean? When those points are already on hand, you put a little bit of pressure. You know, you guys don't like playing on Sunday. Last game on Sunday when like your rivals have already played.
Yeah.
Let's see if they got experience, so we'll see if they put it to use. All right, so we'll start with Arsenal against Fulham. All right. I'm gonna go 2-1.
The London Derby.
It is
2-1 to who?
to Arsenal, of course.
Oh.
Wow.
Come on, you want us to go on a running on a streak? We got West Ham ahead of us.
Only
No.
West Ham. Yeah. Next week you can win.
All right. Then we'll go to the Tottenham game. Aston Villa hosting Tottenham. Good evening.
Remember what
we
you
don't
said?
have any. Listen. Result will be in the net.
Marco Pizzo.
Some players are gonna be rested, so they can for Europa. It's gonna be an ugly win. I did say win, so it's gonna be Aston Villa 0, Tottenham 1. It's gonna bounce off
Wow.
a player's shin or knee or butt, chin. I don't know what it is.
And
Hey, if it bounces off a hand and they don't see it, I'll take banter for the rest of the 40 games. Where the ref didn't call it. I was like, oh man, that's too sad.
It is what it is.
But it's gonna bounce off of somebody's part and it's gonna go in the net.
no penalty.
No penalty. No, we're not gonna get one for the season.
Where
penalty.
Charleston scores?
Yeah. Takes his shirt off.
Yep, and then they draw it.
Yeah. But it
1-0.
Austin
Okay.
3 points. 3 points.
All right. And then we move to the highlight game of the week. In form, Manchester United, 3rd place against Liverpool's 4th place. Arne Slot versus Michael Carrick. What
We're
do
on
we
a
say?
revenge tour. We beat Crystal
Ooh.
Palace, finally. We're going to get revenge against Manchester United at Old Trafford.
Okay.
2-1 for Liverpool.
You rooting for the haircut, Alan?
Haircuts.
Well, with my prediction, the haircut stays alive because
Yeah.
Man United scored 2, Liverpool 1. I think with Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes, Šeško, Cunha, I think Liverpool's defense might not be able to keep up. And they put, I did say Mbeumo.
Okay. Ahmad.
But I'll say him twice. Mbeumo, because he might score both. So you complimented your goalkeeper, but I think it might be a difficult game for him and see how he does. So 2-1 United.
All right.
I am gonna go Manchester United. Respect. Gonna go 3-2. It's gonna be a goal fest. It's gonna be like PSG. This is gonna put PSG against Bayern Munich to shame.
Oh, I don't know.
But not really.
That.
It's gonna be 3-2 to Manchester
Let's
United.
just hope it doesn't rain. All right.
Yeah. All right. And then I just out of curiosity, we have Arsenal against Atletico Madrid tomorrow.
What
do you guys
skip
think?
it? It's going to be a snooze fest.
I think we're away. Let's see.
It's going to be the game with
sorry,
the
I had to
least
scroll all the
passes.
way past all the goals from today. Atletico are at home on this one first leg.
Give me Atletico 1-0.
Wow, what?
You know what? 2-0.
Actually 2-0.
2-0. They beat Barcelona. Who'd you beat?
We beat Atletico Madrid 4-0.
Yeah. Oh, that's all you mentioned. That's in the bag. That's the past. This is knockout.
And we also beat Bayern Munich
it's
and
different.
PSG
Okay. Good luck.
with Mikel Marino.
Those guys are going to be that bracket is going to be the champion.
We'll see. All right.
Who does Liverpool play tomorrow? Oh, I forgot they got knocked out.
Oh.
At least we made it further than Spurs.
Remember, we weren't supposed to be in it, but we went down.
Like
That's
you're going
true.
down this season, relegation?
We already went through it. We all decided we're staying.
You're staying?
Yep.
Short-term stay?
Listen, you already decided that Brentford was going to win, and you agree with me with Aston Villa. So guess what? Next week when we're recording, we're going to be talking about how Tottenham is.
Let's see if you get 8 points out of your hypothetical situation.
I'll see. Getting close. Yes. It's getting close.
Yeah, I'll answer
Tottenham is the greatest team the world has ever seen. Tottenham is the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
All right, that is an episode of Rivals on the Pitch. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for agreeing with me that Tottenham will be staying here in the Prem. Yeah, they're staying, and we all know it. Join us next week so that we can go over Match Week 35, previewing Match Week 36 as we end slowly inching closer to the end of the season. And make sure you hit that like, subscribe, follow button on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Let us know what your prediction is for the last few games of the season. Tell us how you think the table will shape up, and you better hope that Tottenham stays up. And that's all I got. Come on, you Spurs.
Let's go Arsenal. Let's go Knicks.
Liverpool.
Go. Bye.